Hi, good morning, my dear student, and welcome all of you in this class. Dear student, I have discussed already about the stupa and the stupa architecture. In my previous video, I have clearly informed you, I have clearly taught you about the sculpture of Buddhism, which was mentioned on the stupa and the Grand Gateway. The sculpture that is very important part in building architecture. Sculpture clearly explain that my thoughts, that the story which comes in the mind of the artisans who made this folk culture story and such type of others that is related from particular religion. Today we are discussing about the Buddhism, so that's why in this sculpture we have read about that sign, that symbol, the particular things which is very important in Buddhism. If you remember your previous video, I have already taught you that what is the meaning of symbol and what is their importance for upasak and upasika. I mean to say that the followers of the Buddha. I have already told you when I was taking my class that differences between the Hinayan and Mahayana and their methods and their belief, their faith. One who believed that Buddha is a teacher, one other hand who believed that Buddha is a god. One who worship him as a symbolic way, and second they worship as a idol or statue form. So that is the basic difference. Behalf of that, what I think as a student, that this symbol why they use it in the very vast level in sculpture, because here in sculpture we have seen they are both beliefs, they are both faiths it mentioned on stone. I have already told you a story, the story is on stone, where I informed you that on the stones the artisans revealed about the Jataka's stories. Jatak, I think everyone familiar about Jataks. Jataks. There are 500 Jataks in Buddhism that based on the Buddha's birth which happened previously. It's reflected the Avatarvad. And every and each birth which Buddha took, according to Jataks, they want to give the message for the society. We have read a story of Matang Jatak, where we read that Matang, Lord Buddha took birth as a Matang who was Chandal. There is no need to again explain this story. Matang, Mandavya Kumar, Dith Mangalik. I think if you recall your mind, you can understand this story very much clearly. Today, we will focus the changes, the new traditions who emerged during that time, contemporary the Buddhism or after Buddhism. But before, I want to recall you my previous video. In my previous video, I took my class on sculpture, where I have discussed the story of stones, where I have discussed Salbhanjika, where I have discussed Gajalakshmi, where I have discussed the people, tree, snake, wheel, stupa, empty place, and the story also which is given in the Jatak, Vesantar Jatak, where one king left their whole and donate all things. That is a very interesting story which I told you in my previous video. Symbol of worship, I have told you the various symbols like ox, like lotus, like elephant, like stupa, like padchin, footprints. These are all worshipped by Buddhist follower. I have discussed every and each sections. I give you time particular all these things which I am telling here. So you have to see my previous video where I have discussed all these things. My dear student, this is Salbhanjika. This is a very interestingly that Salbhanjika and their theme is not in Buddhism. It comes from the Brahmanical methods. Salbhanjika is a Sanskrit word. Meaning is that one lady, one women's, if we introduce anywhere the new type of marvelous environment, trees, flowers, season, also become very in favor of the human beings. I am not telling particular in favor of. I want to say that कि मौसम एकदम मन को पसंद होने वाला, जैसे वृक्षों में फल लग जाना, पौधों में फूल उगाना, चारों तरफ हरियाली का मौसम, वसंत का मौसम आ जाना, मतलब वो सारी चीज़ें जो नेचर में मन को सुख देने वाली हो, आनंद देने वाली हो, वो सब चीज़ें एकाएक आ जाए। सिंबॉलिक रूप में इसे शिल्पियों ने सालभंजिका के रूप में दिखाया और सालभंजिका को देख करके ये चीज़ शो करने का प्रयास किया कि किस तरीके से उसके आने से चारों तरफ का वातावरण मनोरम हो जाता था, सुखदायी हो जाता था, आंखों को आनंद देने वाला हो जाता था। और आनंद आश्चर्य की बात ये थी, यहाँ तो एक बात और पता चलती है कि सालभंजिका जो कि ब्राह्मणिकल मेथड्स की थी, उनको बुद्धिज़्म में ला के डाला गया। इट मीन्स जो फॉलोअर्स पहले ब्राह्मणिकल मेथड्स को बिलीव करते थे, वो जब कन्वर्ट होकर बुद्धिज़्म में आए तो उन्होंने अपने साथ उन संस्कृति कलाओं को, उन सांस्कृतिक कलाओं को भी अपने साथ लाया और बड़ी उदारता के साथ उन्होंने इसको बुद्धिज़्म में रिकग्नाइज करा दिया, प्रस्तुत किया। I mean to say that the followers who came from the Brahmanicals sect, they became the follower of Buddha. They came along with their the mythos story, mythical story, and with the help of that story, they enriched the Buddhist sculpture. It is the very finest example we have seen in sculpture, Salbhanjika. My dear student, today we will discuss about the popular tradition. Popular traditions here we have seen those sign or symbol which is common use in every sects, every religion. On the Sachi and their grand gateway, we have seen that the snake symbol, Gajalakshmi symbol, and Ajanta cave paintings. If we see, where we have seen the various type of paintings, picture shown by artisans which belongs to Buddhism, Jainism, and Brahmanical. Three religions are here. If you see the other sculpture at Sanchi were perhaps not directly inspired by Buddhist ideas. What I told you, that sign which was mentioned on the sculpture, it was not directly come. It was not that only belonged to the Buddhism, but also belonged to other religion. These included beautiful women swinging from edge of the gateway, holding out tree. Initially, scholars were a bit intrigued about this image, which seemed to have little to do with renunciation. However, after examining other literal tradition, they realized that it could be representation of what is described in Sanskrit as a Salbhanjika. According to popular Sanskrit as a Salbhanjika, according to popular beliefs, this was a woman whose such caused tree to flower and bear fruit. It is likely that it was regarded as a auspicious symbol and integrated into the decoration of the stupa. The Salvanjika motif suggested that many people who turned into this Buddhism enriched it with their own pre-Buddhist and even non-Buddhist beliefs, practices, and ideas. Some of the recurrent motifs in this sculpture at the Sanchi were evidently derived from these traditions. This picture is elephant. Elephant is everywhere taken as a auspicious symbol, like Brahmans sect, that the Buddhism sect, like the Jainism sect, everywhere. Even in the Uranian Greek traditions also. But here one question arises that the Greek, they were not used the elephant, but they were very influenced about this animal. जानवर से बड़े, जब सिकंदर भारत आया, उसने जब हाथियों की सेना देखी, उनकी सेनाओं ने देखा, तो उसे बड़े इन्फ्लुएंस हुए. एलिफेंट सोन एज ए पावर, शक्ति का द्योतक था. That is their all other image as well. For instance, some of the finest depiction of animal are found there. These animals include elephant, horse, monkey, cow, ox, while the Jataks contains several animal stories that are depicted at Sanchi. It is likely that many of the animals were carved to create lively scenes of true viewers. Also, animals are often used as symbol of human attributes. Elephant, for example, were depicted to signify the strength and wisdom. I have already discussed about that painting of the painting of the Ajanta cave. Ajanta, which is situated, Ajanta cave situated in the Maharashtra, in the district of Aurangabad, where 29 cave paintings found. The paintings belong to three religions: Jainism, Buddhism, and Brahmanical. Where now that time only seven cave paintings are in the safe mode. समय ने बहुत सारे पेंटिंग्स को उनको कंजर्व नहीं किया जा सका, इसलिए वो नष्ट हो गई, उस पर ध्यान नहीं दिया गया। गुफा संख्या 9, 10, 16, 17, 19 और 1 और 2, 1, 2, 9, 10, 16, 17 and 19. These are the cave paintings where that is the safe form. These are all related from the various era. But here we will going to discuss about that the paintings from the past. While the stone sculpture survived the ravages of time and therefore most easily available to the historians, other visual means the communication, including paintings, also used in the past. Those that have survived based on walls of caves, of which those from Ajanta, Maharashtra are the most famous. If you read these lines, it is clearly explained about that the one of the best painting during that time, that was Ajanta. The painting shown about the ideas which came in their mind, which came into the mind of the artisans. किस तरीके से उन्होंने पत्थर की कलाकृतियों पे लंबे समय तक सुरक्षित रहने वाली पेंटिंगों का निर्माण किया। इतिहासकार को आसानी से उपलब्ध होने वाले पेंटिंग्स बहुत कुछ कहानी कह देते हैं। अतीत की इन चित्रकारी के माध्यम से जो उन्होंने अपने को रिवील किया, अपने को एक्सप्लेन करने का प्रयास किया, वो अद्भुत है। इनमें से कुछ ही सुरक्षित बचे हुए हैं। मैंने आपसे कहा जैसा कि गुफा संख्या है 1 और 2, 1 and 2, 9 और 10, 9 and 10 एंड 16, 17 and 18, 16, 17 और 19, ये सुरक्षित फार्म में बचे हुए हैं। बाकी 29 गुफाओं में जो चित्र थे वो लगभग 29 में से केवल 7 बचे हुए हैं सुरक्षित रूप में। ये 2 भागों में बटे थे, कुछ चैत्य थे, कुछ विहार थे। सम आर चैत्यास एंड some were vihars. I think there is no need to explain about Chaitya and Bihar because I have explained it in the stupa. When we were read about stupa, where I have discussed all things stupa and Chaitya. जो सबसे अच्छी हालत में बचे हुए पेंटिंग्स हैं वो गुफाओं की दीवारों पर बने हैं। इनमें अजंता की चित्रकारी सबसे फेमस है जो आपके बुक में दिया गया है। चित्रों को ध्यान से देखिए। अजंता के चित्र जातक की कथाएं दिखाते हैं, जातक की कहानी को एक्सप्लेन करते हैं। इनमें राज दरबार के जीवन, शोभा यात्राएं, काम करते हुए स्त्री पुरुष, त्योहार मनाने के लिए लोगों का जमावड़ा, कलाकारों को 3D मॉडल में एक्सप्लेन करने के दिखाया गया है। त्रिविमी रूप देने के लिए आभाभेद तकनीकी का प्रयोग किया गया है। कुछ ऐसे चित्र हैं जो अत्यंत ही मनोरम लगते हैं, मानो अभी बोल पड़े। कुछ बिल्कुल सजीव दिखाई देते हैं। इन चित्रों को ध्यान से देखें। कीप संख्या 17 को पेंटिंग हॉल के नाम से जानते हैं, चित्रशाला कही जाती है उसे। मरणासन राजकुमारी का अंकन, बुद्ध को ज्ञान प्राप्ति का अंकन, महामाया और बुद्ध का जन्म, इन सारी चीज़ों का एक्सप्लेन इन गुफाओं में बड़ी मनोरम तरीके से किया गया है। I suggest you that when you have time, you should go there and watch it. And imagine that during that time, how can the painters painted that image? They have no technique. They have no technology that time, like modern era. But they painted such type of image. Obviously, it is wonderful. The paintings at Ajanta depict a story from the Jataks, which include depiction of the courtly life, the processions, men and women at work, and festivals. The artist used the technique of the shading to give a three-dimensional quality. Some of the paintings are extremely the naturalistic. You guys see these paintings. What you have seen? आप कल्पना नहीं कर सकते कि कितनी पुरानी है ये पेंटिंग्स जो जनता की है और कितनी कलर फॉर्म में है. इस कला में सीनियर क्लासों में आप पढ़ेंगे फ्रेस्को, टेम्परा, मेथड. जिस टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से इस पेंटिंगों का उत्कीर्णित रूप में बनाया गया है. कुछ चित्र उभार लिए हुए हैं, कुछ चित्र अंदर की तरफ धसे हुए हैं. इनके बारे में एक्सप्लेन किया गया है. इन चीज़ों को समझिए. इन चीज़ों को देखने का अगर आप प्रयास करेंगे तो आपको इन चीज़ों को क्लियरली दिखाई देगी. स्नेक सिंबल के बारे में हम प्रीवियस वीडियो में बात कर चुके हैं, जहाँ हमने बताया था कि स्नेक ये सिंबल ब्राह्मणिकल रिलीजन में शेषनाग के रूप में दिखाए गए हैं. तो सांची में भी इसको एग्जैक्टली दिखाया गया है. कई फनों वाले सांप. आप इसके बाद अब हम पढ़ेंगे न्यू रिलीजियस ट्रेडिशन. दैट इज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक. वी विल स्टार्ट दिस टॉपिक टुडे. बट बिफोर दिस स्टार्ट, I want to explain you that in this topic we are going to read about the two most important and famous cult, that is Shaivism and that is the Vaishnavism. We will also read here about the architecture. We will also discuss that the southern part of the temple and the northern part of the temple, faith and beliefs, and Avatarvad also. In the new religious traditions, development of Hinayana and Mahayana, I have already read. There is no need to explain the development of Hinayana and Mahayana. You should watch my previous video where I have explained very clearly the differentiation between Hinayana and Mahayana, the story of the Hinayana and Mahayana. In Hinayana and Mahayana, that is the part of the Buddhism. In early second Buddhist council and fourth Buddhist council, it is clearly divided into two parts, Hinayana and Mahayana. Their faith and belief is different. Hinayana, the prominent post is Arhat, and Mahayana, their prominent post is Bodhisattva. Hinayana for their monks, Buddhist monk, and Mahayana belief for the normal human beings who follow the Buddhism. Hinayani, they were extremists than Mahayana. Hinayana means litter vehicles, Mahayana means gutter vehicles. We will all discuss in my previous video, so that's why there is no need to explain it. Hinayana or Theria, you should see my video. That is the sculpture finest way. The image of the Buddha from Mathura, 1st century CE. You have seen here. If you will see this picture, have you remembered some things? What you have seen in Sarnath? When you entered in the Sarnath, in the Buddhist side, in the left side you have seen the very vast statue of the Buddhism, like that. Similarly, you have seen there. Okay, the growth of Puranic Hinduism. We will read about that the growth of Puranic Hinduism. But before we start the growth of Puranic Hinduism, we have to discuss all these things. We have to summarize all these things which we read. My dear student, what we have read till in this chapter, this is very important. There are the various questions arise there in your exam, like what is difference between Hinayana and Mahayana, the Mangalic stories, who were Chandals, teaching of Buddha, Jainism philosophy, differentiation between Buddhism and Jainism, similarities between Buddhism and Jainism, life of Buddha, structure of Sanchi, fate of Sanchi and Amravati, why Amravati destroyed but Sanchi exists now that time, role of Bhopal Begum, and the excavation of Sanchi, why John Marshall dedicate their book to Bhopal Begums. These are all very important questions. Story on stone, symbol and sign. What is the importance of the symbol and sign in Buddhism? Or sculpture of Buddhist architecture. These are all questions are very important. You have to think, you have to point out all these things and note it down in your copy. आपको यहाँ से क्वेश्चन बनाना चाहिए जो आपके एग्जाम के लिए ज़रूरी है, जो आपके पेपर के लिए ज़रूरी है। इन चीज़ों को जब तक आप समझेंगे नहीं, जब तक आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा इन सारी चीज़ों को, जब तक आप इसको लिखेंगे नहीं, तब तक आई थिंक दैट इट इज़ नॉट द proper way to understand all these things what I want to teach you and what I taught you in my previous video. So you should be carefully watch my all videos. You should be carefully having seen my videos, noted down the important points and collected the important question from board papers and do practice. अच्छा करेंगे यदि आप इन स्ट्रेटजी पे चलेंगे तो आपको काफ़ी अच्छे से आप इस चैप्टर को तैयार कर सकते हैं। इस चैप्टर के हम लास्ट फेज पे हैं जहाँ हम पढ़ेंगे ग्रोथ ऑफ द पुरानिक हिंदुइज्म। यहाँ पे हम कई सारी नई चीज़ें पढ़ेंगे, टेम्पल आर्किटेक्चर के बारे में, शैविज्म के बारे में, वैष्णविज्म के बारे में, अजंता कला पेंटिंग की तरह हम देखेंगे साउदर्न पार्ट में जो टेम्पल आर्किटेक्चर है वहाँ पे हमें कई सारी चीज़ें आपको मिलेंगी। आज के लिए इतना ही। नेक्स्ट वीडियो में हम फिर आपसे बात करेंगे द ग्रेट एंड द ग्रोथ ऑफ द पुरानिक हिंदुइज्म। ओके, गुड बाय एंड टेक केयर। That is Ajanta cave paintings. That is Gajlakshmi symbol. That is elephant. And the Salbanjika motifs. Some others important symbol like stupa, empty, place, wheel, pillar, and these all things we have read. Again I am repeat the stupa architecture, symbol, empty place, Salbhanjika, and elephants, Gajalakshmi symbol, cave paintings of Ajanta, the serpent symbol at Sanchi, and all these things in difference between Hindyan and Mahayan. What we have discussed, Hindyan or Theravada and Mahayan and Sarvastivada. We have discussed all these things. And next topic is the Protha Puranic Hinduism. आज के लिए इतना ही. Okay, goodbye.